Centuries of misrepresentation and discrimination have caused Black women to be the subjects of scorn, judgment, and objectification. On the subject of body image and sexuality, Black women have been overexposed and unheard. With this research project, I began a mission to disclose the history of Black women's sexuality and how the consequences of the past still manifest in Black women's lives today. In order to expose the truth and achieve progress, we must understand the origin of the problem. So join me in exploring the legacy and tragedy of Black women's sexuality.
Brown skin, you know I love your brown skin.
I began my journey in pre-slavery Africa to get a more truthful depiction of African sexuality before it was distorted by the records of Europeans. During colonization and slavery, Africans were depicted as hypersexual and uncivilized beings with no structure to their behavior. However, this portrayal is very opposite to the true identity of many traditional African societies. For many cultures in pre-slavery Africa, sexual behavior was under the strict control of the tribal community. Marriages and sexual partners were regulated by tribes, and deviance from these rules, such as adultery, resulted in extremely harsh punishment. The role of women in traditional African societies was particularly important. Women were the givers and nurturers of life, and their bodies were valued and appreciated by the community. Nudity in African societies was not a sign of promiscuity or lack of dignity, but a practical way of living in hot climates and an expression of their spirituality. The introduction of Western societies stripped Africans of dignity, pride, and humanity. Having never encountered people who looked like Africans, Europeans used ignorance and assumption to justify an agenda of obtaining free labor. African women were extremely dehumanized. Their roles in the community as divine givers and nurturers of life would be redefined as beasts who partook in animal-like reproduction. Their ability to be strong contributors to the community as well as mothers to their children would be interpreted as doubly productive in terms of labor. One disturbing example of the horror of European intrusion is Sarkee Bartman, a South African woman who in the 19th century traveled with an animal trainer in Europe to display her abnormally large buttocks. She was treated as an intriguing mammal, and people paid money to see the woman turn sideshow attraction. It would be nice to think that we've come a far cry from the case of Sarkee Bartman, but many images show that we have not.
Yo, remember back on the bully when cats used to harmonize like, yo, my men and my women, don't forget about the dean. This is not the most the king, yo. It's about a thing, yo. Feel real good, wave your hands in the air and lick 2 shots in the atmosphere. Since you were looking for your friend, the one you let hit it and never called you again. Remember when he told you he was about to Benjamins? You act like you ain't him, they give him a little trim to begin. Now you think you really gon' pretend like you wasn't down and you called him again. Plus when you give it up so easy, you ain't even fooling him. If you did it then you probably can. Talking out your neck saying you're a Christian, a Muslim, sleeping with.
Sexism exists in Western society. It has for centuries. It's existed elsewhere around the world for hundreds and hundreds of thousands of years. So this is not to say that hip-hop is responsible for sexism or anything like that. But it is important to pay very close attention to the way that hip-hop has become not just a highly sexualized space alone, which it has become, but a space where the exploitation of Black women has become almost required for artists to develop an identity, to develop a sense of status, to be a powerful, desirable, successful Black male image in hip-hop. You almost have to exploit Black women as part of your performance. It's not something you do on the side. You have to do it. It's almost a requirement. And this is very troubling because Black women are already coming out of a history of being sexually exploited, of being associated with sexual excess and deviance. And now, in order to have a space in video culture, to be participants in the industry at large, they have to basically co-sign an exploitative conception of who they are in order to participate.
Stuff. Yeah. Yeah. This one right here. Dedicate this one right here to everybody out there. You dig? Check it out. Now I ain't trying to be the greatest. I used to hate hip-hop. Yep, because the women degraded, but Too Short made me laugh. Like a hypocrite, I played it. A hypocrite, I stated, though I only recited half.
I got my start in music videos because I would love to see another alternative come in, and I would love to see more honest depictions of black women that are just as sensual and just, if not more so, and just as erotic, but from a more true and honest place. It's not as exploited.
Here we go.